everybody, Bob Babbitt here. This is Breakfast with Bob. Welcome to the 2021 USA Cycling Paracycling Road National Championships, hosted by CF Partnership, CAF, USA Cycling, and U.S. Paralympics. More importantly, we are in beautiful Boise, Idaho, and one of the amazing residents is Ironman champion Jocelyn McCauley. How are you?
Good, but you're going to tell our secret that Boise is a beautiful and amazing place to live. We have a ton of people moving here.
I know. You know what's so funny? I'm going to the airport yesterday, and CNBC is talking about the fastest growing city in the nation is Boise, and property values have gone up 60% in the last year.
Yes. Our house has it's doubled in price. It's ridiculous.
You're not moving now.
Well, we can't move. We can't afford to move.
So you have a 4-month-old and an 8-year-old.
Yes.
So you're a little busy.
Slightly. Yeah. The last 4 months have been a whirlwind of craziness and funness, but yes. Yeah.
So in the world, you are ranked, I think, 9th on the PTO ranking. And what PTO has done very well is maternity leave.
Yes.
Right? Paid maternity leave based on your rankings at the 2019 season,
yes.
which also carried over to 2020.
Well,
right?
20, yes.
Yeah. Right. And when we talk about 2019, I mean, you've had some good years. In 2017, you won New Zealand. You were 10th in Kona, won Vichy, and second Taupo 70.3. But 19, you went to Ironman Texas, finished second, but you were the first person to ever come in the transition in front of Daniela Ryf.
Yes, it was a lot of fun.
4-time Ironman world champion, 5-time 70.3 world champion. That must have been a pretty cool feeling.
It was a really cool feeling. I had envisioned it for months, for about a month, because I did Ironman New Zealand that year. I won 2019. Yes. And after that race, it was somewhere on the finish line. One of my sisters came to me and she said, "Did you hear?" I was like, "What?" I'm just on cloud 9 right now. Yeah. I just won, and she's like, "Daniela Ryf is going to be at Texas," and she already knew my sister knew I was doing that race, and I was like, "Wait, what? This is amazing!" Like, I had been wanting to race her outside of the World Championship for a long time, and so I was like, "This is a great opportunity." And so then every single workout after that, I just envisioned being right there with her with the swim and the bike, and then outrunning her every single time. And so it didn't come to full fruition, but
2 out of 3, baby.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that, right?
Exactly. Hey, and it was until the last 10K I was in front of her on the run, so I'll take it.
That was pretty cool. What did Daniela say to you afterwards?
Congratulations. So yeah, she was a very, very sweet person. A very gracious winner. So
what did that tell you about yourself when you go up against the very best in the world and one of the very, very best of all time, and you hold your own?
That I can be one of the very best of all time, and that I can be the very best. So yeah. A lot of people said, well, she probably wasn't on her game like 100%.
Wasn't Kona. It was early this season.
And I was like, well, it wasn't Kona for me. And who knows? Like, I did an Ironman like 6 weeks prior. So
right.
Of course, I'm not 100% A game. So we both brought our A game on that day as much as we could, and she was the better athlete on the day. And so I hope that more training, more time, that I can be the best athlete on the day.
So 2019, you 7th at St. George, 5th at Santa Rosa, 2nd at Vichy, and DNF, Kona, and Malaysia. You're like,
I know.
Yeah. But now, was it at the point after Kona? Malaysia was after Kona, right? Mm-hmm. And the idea was, okay, I want to go. I got this fitness. I couldn't use it in Kona. I'm going to go qualify and get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And how much after that did you find out that you were pregnant?
Oh, it was a while after that, because it was, So Kona, I ended up, best my sports doc said is you probably got a parasite out of the water. And then because I was puking and all sorts of things the day, 2 days beforehand, before the race. And then leading into the race, I came in super dehydrated and was like, well, it's Kona, you're not going to not race, right? So tried, and I ended up having to go to the med tent and stuff like that. And it was just not a beautiful sight. So 2 weeks later, I tried Malaysia, where I he, again, the best of my sports doc knowledge, probably still had the parasite in me with Malaysia. And so he's saying that you don't have good like fluid regulation and electrolyte regulation when your body's working on something else to try to get rid of. So because of that, like I went to Malaysia. It was it wasn't a crazy start list. So it was me and, you know, I don't know, there were probably like 6 or 7 other athletes. And I was like, okay, I have to finish this to be able to Kona qualify, and was leading the race by almost 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
About 10K from the finish line. And I decided for some dumb reason to pick it up just a little bit.
Wait, and you had a 30-minute lead.
I know.
You could have walked.
I could have walked in it. I know. And
it's a million degrees too.
Yeah. Malaysia is 1,000,000 degrees and 1,000,000% humidity. I ended up crawling on the pavement.
No way.
And seeing there was an aid station, I don't know, like 100 meters in front of me.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, if I just crawl to the aid station, I can jump in a tub, cool down, and keep going. Another athlete, like it's, you know, a looped course, right? Another athlete, an age group athlete, guy came up and he was like, can I help you? So he like, you know, helped me. Because, you know, fellow athlete can help you.
Sure.
And so he puts his arm, my arm around him, walks me to the aid station, and then I just jump in the tub, get out. I think I can do this. Walk through the aid station, grab some more fluid, and then it just all starts coming out. And I got in the tub at the end of the aid station. They brought the ambulance, everything, pulled me out. I ended up passing out in the ambulance. Ended up going. They just took me to the hospital. And I literally don't really remember. I remember about 5 minutes between passing out in the ambulance and about 2 a.m. the next morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Passed out in a third world country without any family. It was the scariest night of my life.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and then at the same time, you haven't qualified for Kona, and then the world shuts down. Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, then you went to New Zealand, right?
You're just going to bring up all the bad stuff. I know.
You're coming off this great year in 2019, and then it finishes up with, you know, with not great stuff.
Yeah. Well, I go to New Zealand, and I actually was 5 hours in San Francisco and went out in San Francisco. Ended up flying to New Zealand, and about like, what was it? 6-ish days incubation period of COVID.
Oh my God.
Later, fever for 5 days, horrible cough, lost sense of smell and taste.
So you had COVID, you think?
I never got tested.
And then people didn't even know what it was.
No, I went to a doctor there because my coach lives in New Zealand, and he's like, you really need to go to a doctor. This COVID stuff is coming up. Like, we should just make sure it's, you know, because you don't want to be exposing other people and stuff. So I went to a doctor, and, you know, COVID wasn't a thing there. No. It wasn't really a thing anywhere yet. You could have
gone online and wouldn't have seen anything.
Right. Well, I went online to like Google symptoms. I was like, well, I have those. But it was really every symptom in the book, right? And so, yeah, I went to the doctor. He did some bloods, like checked me out. He's like, it's not COVID, so don't worry. And so I never got antibody tested or anything. And now that I'm vaccinated, you know, they would show up.
Sure.
I have antibodies anyway. So who knows? We never will know. But yeah, pretty sure I tried to race with COVID, but who knows?
So during this downtime, obviously you have a little one. Right?
Why not?
Why not have a baby? And was it a plan that, you know what? Yeah. We know this world's shutting down for a while, so
yeah,
we're gonna do a second kid anyways.
Yeah, there were a few of us who had that plan.
I noticed. Yeah, it was contagious.
It was. It just was in the water. Yeah. So yeah, it was. Why not? Like, we might as well do it now if we want a second kid. My daughter Emmy had been begging us for a baby sister for years and stuff, and so. Decided to get pregnant, and took 2 months and got pregnant, and the rest is history. So,
yeah. And so now this rest of this year is what? What you have? Maybe Collins Cup, but you won't know until August sometime, right?
I really, 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 really hope that I can race Collins Cup.
Yeah.
I just think it's it's an amazing race for the sport, right?
No question.
It really, really is. And I think there's going to be so much media, so much hype. It's going to be an otherworldly experience, I think, for us as triathletes.
No question.
I mean, Kona's an otherworldly experience, and it's going to be one of those. And so, of course, I think everyone wants to be able to be one of the the people there because it's the inaugural Collins Cup and everything, and to be able to represent your country, which is really fun. We don't get to really represent our country
except if you're going to the Olympics, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so to have that is a really awesome opportunity. So I really hope that I do. And to plan to get there, I need to race before the cutoff, which is August 8th. And so Boulder 70.3 is August 7th.
Oh my God.
so last minute, but yeah, it's really the only race between now and then that can qualify me. So racing Boulder, putting all my eggs in that basket.
And do you have to win that?
So it's all based on points and everything. It just depends on how everyone does. So I don't have to win it. I just have to get, I was calculating probably around like 75 points, I think, to be able to then qualify for the Collins Cup in the top 4. So the top 4 automatically go who are ranked. And then the next, there's 2 captain's picks.
Right.
So Karen Schmeyers.
Come on, Karen, right here. Right here. And so is Kona on the schedule for at this point, you still have to go qualify somewhere.
Exactly. And so the thing is, what I'm doing is racing Boulder. And then the only race that I can race before Kona is actually the week after Boulder in Finland, across the world, of course. And so I have refundable tickets to Finland.
Oh, just in case, if it depends on Collins Cup.
Exactly. Because if I'm going to be able to go to the Collins Cup, I'm putting all my eggs in that basket and World 70.3.
Right.
And just going to do those 2 races, and Kona will happen next year.
So you're already in for 70.3 Worlds?
No, I'm not. So Boulder. Boulder.
Gotcha.
So I'm putting all my eggs in Boulder basket.
Wow. That is so what got you into this crazy sport back in the day?
My sister, actually. So she did this crazy sport, as you say. I thought it was insane.
Yeah.
Like, insane. I mean, I grew up as a runner. I was a runner at Brigham Young University and everything. And then she started doing these crazy things called Ironman. And I went and supported her at her races.
And what were you doing at the time? Were you doing just more recreational
just running. Like I ran post-collegiately, just like regionally at a couple of races for like a couple $100 here and there kind of thing.
Marathon or more like
halves? I've never done an open marathon.
Smart move.
Yeah. People are crazy who do that.
Those hurt.
They hurt way more than an Ironman.
Way more.
Well, at least in my mind they do. Yeah. So I went to her races, and I mean, we all know it's so addicting. That atmosphere is amazing and electrifying, and I needed to be part of it. So
I figure if she could do it.
Well, yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you have success right away?
I did. I actually qualified for World 70.3 on my first race.
Yeah, I hate you underachievers.
Yeah, I know. I should have tried harder. It also was about 10 or 11 weeks after I had Emmy, my first child.
Yeah.
So I turned the slot down because I don't train or race on Sundays, and it was on Sunday at the time because it was only
right.
It was
so now this year it's Friday, Saturday, right? For St. George.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, and so I think women will be on Friday and men will be on Saturday. Nice. They usually do the women first and then the men. So yeah.
Very, very fun. And when did you get to the point where you felt like, well, obviously your first time out, you qualified for 70.3 World, but how long before you decided to go pro?
Yeah. So about less than a year, I did Ironman Texas in 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, and won my age group, second overall age group. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I decided, okay, well, I'll go to Kona, I guess. Like, what is this Kona thing? Went to Kona, was the first amateur overall there, female. So I was like, oh,
I think I'll go pro. What
well,
the hell?
It was a family decision. It was like a lot of thinking and praying, to be honest.
Yeah.
And where do we want our family's life to go? Because it seemed at the time, and now I know that it is an all-encompassing sport in every aspect of your life.
Yes.
It just envelops every aspect of your life. And so because of that, it had to be a family decision. Like, is this where our entire family wants to go? Because our entire family was going to have to support me in this decision and the journey. So.
Yeah, and the kids end up loving it because it's such a great, the people you see at the races are just so fun and just so upbeat and positive. And I'm sure that entered into your decision too.
It did. So I felt like I made it as a mom when I went, this was pre-COVID. I volunteering at my daughter's school, and she brings all of her friends over to me, and she's like, I want you to meet my mom because she's so cool. She is a professional triathlete. And like, she was like so proud of me and just wanted to show me off. And I was like, oh my gosh, I made it as a mom. Like I made it as like, yeah.
She brought you to school for show and tell.
It was.
That is like she's going to bring her little bicycle, and she's going to bring her little swim stuff so you can see all the toys that she has.
Oh yeah. So now, like, I mean, she's so involved in my training. She'll bike with me when I run.
Yes.
And like, if we're in the garage, she loves playing on the treadmill while I'm on my trainer, or her favorite thing is to come to the pool with me. And I have to just bring her on easy swim set days because it's every single time I'm at the wall. Hey, mom, watch this. Mom, watch this. Like, Emmy, I need to,
you need to actually focus on the swimming thing.
Yeah.
It's called the swimming pool. And I came here for a reason. Do you look at that Texas race with Daniela? Is that your best race?
I do. Well, no, actually.
Okay.
I think Ironman New Zealand that year was 100% my best race.
Wow.
Like, so, you know, I think that we all love self-mastery, right? And I think, and just perfect performance. And I think New Zealand 2019 was the one race that I can say, as perfect as you can get, it was my perfect as you can get performance. And I felt so much of that self-mastery that we all strive for just 100% everything that I can control. I did right, you know, and I don't think that just never happens.
It doesn't happen. No.
It just doesn't happen. And I mean, no, not everything went right, but everything that I felt like I could do, I did. And so I just really, really loved that
One
race.
of those days where you go afterwards, okay, what did I eat? When did I eat it? I got to write down everything I did. And then the next race, I do exactly the same thing.
Right. And then you look at all your build, like, you know, that 6-8 weeks before the race. Okay, this is the perfect build. But it's not. That's something that I've actually learned a lot through pregnancy.
Yes.
And training through pregnancy is like, you know, there's no such thing as a perfect day that you can write out before the day happens. So that didn't make much sense. But what I mean is, like, when you can write out, you know, this swim, bike, and run that I want to do this next day, but then you wake up on that day, and if you force your body to do that swim, bike, and run when you really shouldn't, you're going to be eating it for the next couple of days. Yep. And, you know, or, you know, in the future, if you're going to dig yourself into a hole over the weeks, you know, you're going to regret it and stuff. And so I've really learned through pregnancy to wake up every day, listen to my body, you know, go warm up, see how I feel. I feel really good. Let's do this workout, you know, or I just need to take an easy day. I need to, you know, do just an easy spin, an easy swim, you know, or whatever. And there's been days where I've like increased what I was planning on doing. And there's days that I've dramatically cut back, such as yesterday.
Yes.
So, you know, there's a good balance to be had and everything. And I actually, with this new training approach that I've had for pretty much a year now, I'm really excited to see what happens in Boulder 70.3. I'm super excited because I've never trained like this. It's always been very cut and dry. Like, I'm a robot. This is what I do, and I need to get all of this done.
Yeah.
And now listening to my body, I think that I can step it up even another level. So
and I'm betting, as the fact that you've got a 4-month-old, you sort of have to adapt to what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
If you don't sleep, you can't train.
For sure. She is such an amazing child. She has slept through the night, like talking like 11 hours, not 6 hours, like 11 hours since she was about 8 weeks old or 6 weeks old, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
It all blurs together.
Yeah,
so
sure.
yeah, we are so lucky. I took her to doctor yesterday for a well check, and he's like, you know, that's not normal. I was like,
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
She's going to be like that forever. She's going to get her 11 hours in. I love that. Have you changed, I mean, in terms of the more cycling intensity, more power? How have you changed over the last couple of years?
Well,
because the cycling part of this has gone like that, right?
Yes.
You know, when you look at the times over the years, it's just the cycling times are plummeting.
Yeah, it is. I think it's some to do with technology and some to do with fitness.
Yep.
I mean, you see running times right now are crazy plumbing because of, oh my gosh, I hadn't run in one of those, and I ran in on some carbon plated shoes the other day, and I was
What'd you think?
they feel like bouncy houses on your feet. They're amazing. That was from Cody Beals. Like he told me that, and I was like, that is so true. They are bouncy houses on your feet. Like,
wow.
It's awesome. So,
and that's the funny part about our sport. It always used to be, okay, I can buy speed in the swim, and I can buy speed in the bike. I can get a faster wetsuit. I can get, a power meter. I can get
better wheels.
I can wheels. And
Yeah.
Running was the truth light. Running is running. You got to run. Now it's bouncy house.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the bouncy house? That's great.
I know, it's great. so yeah, I mean, everything is increasing and everything. So because I've generally trained for Ironman races, and right now I'm putting all my eggs in the 70.3 basket.
Right.
I'm doing a lot more intensity in my swim, bike, and running, which is a lot different for me than what I've been used to. I love Ironman.
So you prefer the longer distance?
Oh, yes.
Why?
I'm better at it.
Okay.
I mean, I shouldn't say that actually, because I've had more success at it. Okay. So I think that a lot of people, we enjoy what we are good at,
right,
and what we feel like we're good at. And so I need to reframe that mindset of like, I'm better at Ironman to, no, like I'm switching my training. So I'm better at 70.3 now.
You're better whatever the heck you want to be better
Whatever
at.
the heck I want.
Go make the Olympic team. What the hell?
Lucy Charles. I'll pull Lucy Charles.
Come on. Go Lucy Charles. Just do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah.
When you look at that type of stuff where someone just, I think I'll jump into an ITU race and is competitive. You're like, oh my God. There's some athletes out there right now that this is sort of a little bit of a golden age with Fredeno and Lucy and Daniela, and just you're competing against some pretty tough women.
Yeah, no, it's super exciting and super fun. I just loved watching her be able to jump in that and having a stellar showing.
Big time.
Swim people off her feet in an Olympic distance race, which we all know she's a great swimmer, but then also bike with the best and run with the best, and outbike and outrun some of them. So
who do that for a living.
Yes. Yeah. That's not her distance.
No.
Yeah.
It's been really cool to watch all this stuff.
Yeah.
Did you get into any of the virtual racing or any of that stuff?
I did. I won a virtual race.
Nice.
So yeah, I did some of the Ironman ones and some of the Zwift ones.
Yes.
Like I actually found out I was pregnant during the first Zwift series that I was part of, and I was like, well, I'm not going to pull out. Like,
what the hell?
Yeah, exactly. And then they did another one in October. So I did that one too at 20 some odd weeks pregnant. What the heck? Why not?
Why not?
It kept me fit. It kept me, it's something to do.
Motivated. Keep you pumped up.
Yeah, for sure. It's really awesome experience to do those online races, be it Ironman or Zwift or anything, because you never in a race get to see exactly where you are, like how many seconds or distance behind someone or in front of someone the whole time. Yeah. So motivating. I wish we had like a leaderboard, like during an Ironman all the time. It would be awesome.
That's great. Thank you so much for taking time and chatting. It's always so much fun to catch up with you.
Yeah, so much fun.
And hopefully I'll see you at Collins Cup and then at 70.3 Worlds.
Yes.
Or
Kona.
Whatever.
Whichever. Yeah.
Whatever you decide to do.
Whichever one.
All right. Jocelyn McCauley has been our guest, everybody. Again, my name is Bob Babbitt. Breakfast with Bob. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you later.